What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's been a minute. Been a minute. Been a minute. Hope everybody good out there. Hope everybody is living good and being productive, taking care of business. Mr. Top Flight here. Top Flight TV. Big Flight. Top Flight official. All that good stuff, man. I'm gonna try to refrain from cursing, using any profanity. But walk with me for a minute, man. I haven't been on here for a minute. I got about three or four things I want to touch on. I want to take my time with it. So if you got a minute, man, stick with me. All right. Hit the like button, subscribe, whatever. Y'all know I'm here. This is my therapy, man. And also, it's a lot of messages that need to be conveyed. This is a good, good conversation um, that we about to have, and that's already being had. I want to start off with D1. D1 Music, I think his name is. The brother with the big dreads. Um, I'm gonna take it slow. Hopefully somebody come up in here. But D1 from New Orleans, I think Baton Rouge or New Orleans, one or two. Um, he has struck a nerve. Hey, young, go watch the Jim Jones response. Go watch the Rick Ross response. He got under these dudes' skin. Jim Jones is talking about his little cousin might not like what he said and might do something to him. And now he got to see Jim Jones. Powerful, powerful, powerful. It speaks volumes. Their responses says so much. And I'm gonna tell you why they're mad. I'm gonna tell you why they mad. I'm gonna tell you why they mad. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, D1 was on Sway in the morning, and what he said was he asked the question. I guess he heard Rick Ross's new album EP. Him and Meek just dropped. I've been waiting for it all month. Finally got today. I'm gonna talk about that at the end too. He was on Sway. D1 was on Sway in the morning, and he basically was saying that you are a contradiction. Are you about prison reform or are you about getting people murdered? And that is a question that a lot of people have had. I don't ask that question because I know the answer to that question. It's a very simple answer. The answer is money. The answer is money, money, money. This is who they are. They have not reached a level of, I believe, most rappers that are Meek and Ross's age. They have not reached a level of disgust at what's going on out here. I have reached levels of disgust with the murdering, with the young black men going to prison for life. But I have to feed my family. So you will catch me with a camera in front of some young boy's face and he's talking about killing, deleting and all kind of criminal activity. I can get to that later on another video. Anyway, D1, he said what he said. He said Meek was contradictory. He said Ross can do better. Um, and at this age, at this juncture, he wanted to know if they have anything else to talk about. Now, now, um, D1 went on a Beehive ATL show with Little Turk, Young Turk from the Hot Boys, and they had a discussion about it. I thought that was interesting. Now, let me say this: whether I agree with D1 or not, D1 is absolutely 100% correct. But I will say the religion thing kind of throws me off. Okay, look here. I understand people, they're about their religion, but man, listen, not everybody's with those old doctrines. You know, not everybody's with that. So he might want to take a look at that. I can only take somebody so serious if they still are under certain doctrines. I'm sorry, it is what it is. It's probably not politically correct, but at this point, man, I'm a 42-year-old man, and I understand where religions come from. So I wish he would just chill on that aspect to get his point across because it's coming across like a Jesus freak. Nevertheless, the young man is 100% correct. And I'm not saying that, like I said, I've been listening to the album. I've been listening to Meek and Ross's album all day. Um, so I enjoy and I listened to it. The reason why I was waiting for Ross and Meek is because I needed that motivation. I haven't been excited about an album. I don't even know when, but I know Rick Ross. He gives you that motivation. Whenever you hear his voice, whenever you hear his beats, even Meek, he give you that motivation. So those two on an album together, I was anticipating the motivation. I listened to it for the motivation, not for the criminal activity, but more or less for the spirit of motivation. Rick Ross gives me that. Meek gives me that. So, um, my man said what he said. Rick Ross responded first, and Rick Ross. No, Meek responded first. Meek was good about it because he already knows. It didn't really rub him the wrong way. Meek knows that he's a hypocrite. We're all hypocrites at the end of the day. Meek knows he's a hypocrite or what he's doing is hypocritical. So he didn't take that much offense to it. But Ross, on the other hand, Ross was very salty about what this young man said. He talked about his hair. He talked about his accent. He talked about he called him little man and all kind of other stuff. They're basically trying to paint a picture like he's clout chasing, in which I do not believe that this brother is clout chasing. There's 100 other things you can do out here to clout chase. That man made one simple statement. He was already on sway, dog. What does you got clout chase for if you already made it to sway? So he's already connected in the industry. He's already has relationships, and he already has um, a platform. He has a major platform. I would say major, but he's an independent platform that does very well. He has fans and he has a fan base. So I don't believe that he is clout chasing. So Rick Ross he responded with a lot of it was a little bit he was a little angry. You know what I'm saying? And I found that to be real interesting because if you are set in what you believe and you believe that you're doing something and you believe it's okay and you don't feel any type of way about it, then what are you responding for? Now, Jim Jones. I just saw the Jim Jones response, and Jim Jones was very angry. Okay, he was extremely angry. He was insinuating doing bodily harm or having something done to this man. A peaceful man. He's a peaceful guy. Uh, I find it funny. I rock with Jim. You know what I'm saying? I find it funny that there's a lot of energy for this peaceful young man, but there's not a lot of energy for the whack 100s and the other people out there that have called Jim out. But nevertheless, it's just very strange that these guys are very upset with this man for what he said. I'm gonna get to the reason why they're upset. They're upset because that man held up a mirror to their face, right? That man held up a mirror to their face and say, "Hey, look, see everybody in the industry, they're scared to say certain things. They're scared to confront people. They are scared to tell people the truth. This is what it is. They will let you jump off a damn bridge or walk off a bridge. They won't even tell you watch out. This is how the industry works. So in the industry, there's absolutely no room for people trying to say, "Hey, stop trying to push the agenda." D1 came and said, "Look, we're in a state of emergency out here. People are dying, kids are dying. Why are you still glamorizing and rapping about these things?" They didn't like that. They didn't like it, and they don't like it because the truth hurts. Meek didn't have an angry response because he's still what Meek like 32. He's still young. He's still younger, so he's still it ain't hurt. Look here, when you get past a certain age and you're still doing certain things and somebody calls you out on it, it hurts because number one, you realize you're old. Okay, and you realize that you have a certain responsibility. So these people are old enough to be grandfathers. They realize and they already know this stuff that keeps them up at night. I guarantee you. Rick Ross and Jim Jones, these are the things that keep them up at night. Is that light crazy? These are the things that they think about day in and day out. I want to rap. I love the culture. I love to rap about criminality, but I'm 50 years old. That's why they got so mad, family. Um, they know in their heart, they know in their heart what they're doing is wrong. I know in my heart what I'm doing is wrong. What do I do? I shoot videos. I, I further give the nonsense, the criminality, the image, the destruction of the culture of destruction. I further give it a platform. Whether it's a small platform, big platform, whatever. I am complicit. I admit that. I can handle it because I'm honest with myself. These men apparently are not honest with themselves. Jim Jones said, Sway said something about the music. Jim Jones said, I don't care about none of that. He said, I help people in real life. Okay, so you help people in real life. Look here, man. You can do good, but evil can cancel out that good that you do. I'm glad he does good stuff in real life. I'm with that. But if I go give out turkeys at Christmas, if I pay 20 families rent, but I'm still promoting death and destruction, which one is going to be more impactful? I'm not saying Rose and Meek Mill are responsible for anybody getting hurt or anything of that nature. But at what point do we have this conversation, man? At what point does this stop? Where I live at, there was a murder. Um, I a guy shot a video I shot last year. He's in jail for murder. Hopefully he comes home. He wasn't even 18. I see it all the time. I see both ends of the spectrum. I see the death and the destruction all the time. I don't care what nobody says. These kids are influenced by the music. I'm on set every week in different towns, different cities. I'm on set with these kids. Most of them, where I'm at, they're emulating what they see. They're emulating what they see. They're talking like certain rappers. They are carrying the same firearms as certain rappers. It is a style. It is a trend. The new trend is to be of a certain stature. The new trend is not to only be a tough guy, but to take somebody out the game at the drop of a hat. The new trend is to spin the block. It's trendy to have a 30 round clip. It's trendy to have a switch. This is the new trend. When I was growing up, it was a trend to have maybe one piece, okay? One piece. You know what I mean? Out the whole group. Everybody, just one or two pieces, right? Two, you know. Um, Now there are several firearms. You understand? With switches. Um, so at some point, man, we I don't I've lost hope for the culture. It's out of control. Nobody cares. There are no older artists, anybody in power. There's nobody to say, hey, cut, this is too much. Nobody's there to say this. Nobody is saying these things. Everybody is letting it's anything goes out here. Sexy Red is on stage, pregnant, twerking, with barefoot. It's nasty out here, family. And I hate to be the old guy in the room, but it is what it is. We should have both. There's no way Sexy Red should be number one. I'm sorry. Call me a hater. I like Ice Spice. I can understand Ice Spice. I can understand it. I don't know if she writes her own raps, but she is talented. There's something different about her. She's not just rapping about um, ignorant stuff to make black people look crazy. She actually has an art to her. It's an artistry to her. There's no art with Sexy Red. I like Lotto. Uh, even the City Girls was cool. I mean, Sexy Red makes the and Suki Harder. They make the City Girls look like MC Light and Queen Latifah, man. When the City Girls came out, we thought that was a little bit much, but that was cool. Uh, but now that's all it is, man. It's just the same thing being recycled over and over again. I digress. I would like to see where this conversation goes with D1. They keep telling that man to. They keep telling that man. Well, they're not telling him, but people are saying to call Ross and Jim behind the scenes and like, bruh, like the entitlement with these rappers. Why is that man obligated to call them behind the scenes or whisper, "Hey, can you stop glamorizing the destruction of the black community, please?" No, 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 no. I'm glad he's standing up. More people need to stand up. The industry is full of puppets. The industry does not care about black people. In fact, they use us to make billions and billions of dollars. They use our death, they use our destruction, they use our misfortune, they use our underclass to promote this to the world. They promote this to the world. So whatever people think of black folks, they think of Sexy Red, right? Or they think of a 21 Savage, right? Or they think of a Kodak Black. You understand? So I just found it interesting that Jim Jones was so upset. Rick Ross was so upset. Now, as far as the Ross Meek album, I like it. Um, when I cut it on, I was excited. I got goosebumps on the no, the third song with the old '80s sample. That joint was crazy. I forgot what it's called, but pardon me, excuse me. Um, later in the album, it got kind of not for me. It wasn't for me. Later in the album, I want the motivation. I want that. I talk that rich nigga shit, man. I want to hear the rich nigga shit because it's always been motivating. You understand? That's why Dolph was so influential and impactful in my life, man, because he just was a real motivational individual. When he yelled, I mean, he was yelling from his soul, man. You can tell that he, came from the bottom, man. He was happy and grateful to be where he was at. So yeah, Young Thug. Let's get the Young Thug, man. Talking about Young Thug, he, y'all know he's in court under a RICO in Georgia, and most of his partners told on him. Gunner told on him. Yes, he told him. And I'm sick of people saying that he didn't tell on him. My man, well, not my man, but Gunner told on Young Thug. That's just the facts, family. They asked him. They asked that man. They said, "Hey, is YSL a criminal enterprise, a gang?" Yes. Have you seen YSL do anything unlawful, any crimes? Yes. And he even put the cherry on top and said YSL must be stopped. Now you trying to tell me that that's not telling? Big U, come on, y'all. How much are they paying you, sir? See, the industry is a big game, man. Big U, how much are they paying you, dog? You know, and I don't care if he told one way or another, but at least tell the people that you told. At least tell the people that you told, man. So these kids aren't confused, right? Because at this point they're confused. And at this point, crime is being recycled because people can just do crime, tell on they man, come home, do crime, and repeat the cycle again. No, take your time, sit down in the penitentiary, Hopefully you make it through to grow up, come out a grown man with his head on his shoulders and ready to do right in society. But no, these guys are snitching, man. So Young Thug is in court for Rico, and um, they got the lyrics. They got the lyrics. They got the lyrics. My man told on himself, self snitching at his finest. Self snitching at his finest. Look here, man. Gunner knew that Young Thug is in a pickle, right? All those co-defendants, they know that Thug is going down. He's going down, family. I'm sorry to tell you. I got money on it. And at this point, it is what it is. I'm not advocating for him to go down, but you shot. They say he fired weaponry into Lucci's mother's house. This is the word on the street in Atlanta. This has always been on the word. This has always been the word on the street in Atlanta. Everybody already knew the rumor, the circulation that this took place. Then he goes and put it in his rap, trying to be cool, trying to sound sweet. They have the raps. They got 17 bars of lyrics they're using against him to put the puzzle together. All they got to do at this point now, they have the gun or the ammunition used to go into his mother's house. So they have ammunition and they have evidence to back up these lyrics. His lyrics are going to be put together like a puzzle to put him in the cell for the next 10 to 20 to 30 years. I got him doing no less than 10. Mark my words. But let this be a lesson, man. If you're doing crime, do not rap about it. Matter of fact, just don't do crime. But if you're not doing crime, if you are doing crime, do not rap about it, man. It's not smart. And people are listening and they want to take you down. I'm actually starting to look at this case a little bit different now. And I'm starting to look at it from the lens of maybe I should say this for another video. This is a hot take. I haven't heard anybody say what I'm about to say. Have you all noticed that Gunner, his career has taken off, has taken new heights since Young Thug has been locked up? Have you all noticed this? Gunner's career it skyrocketed, selling out the Barclay Center. Was this a plot? Was this a ploy? Whether before they picked everybody up or after they picked, at some point, I'm starting to believe Gunner wants to see Young Thug locked up because now he's the front man. Now he's the shining star. Now he's Young Thug. He has Young Thug's place. While Young Thug is getting fat in a Georgia prison, awaiting to be sentenced and convicted and all that other stuff. It's gonna take a miracle for that man to get out. It's gonna take a good team of lawyers to get him out of this. Uh, the DA is not playing. They want him locked up. The murder of Nut, I forgot his real name, but his name was Nut. Rich Homie's manager, Rich Homie's father's friend. Um, from what I've gathered, he's a loved man. He was a loved man out in Atlanta, and they are not letting that go. They're very upset at that murder and other crimes that took place. So they want to make an example of Young Thug. The co-defendants are, some of them said, "Nah, I'm not taking a plea." Now some of them are like, "Hey, let me get that plea," because they know that the rubber's about to meet the road, man. They know Young Thug is in a world full of trouble. Okay, so man, let this be a lesson, man. It's a it's probably 1,000 old heads on YouTube telling you to stay out of trouble, and I love that. And the thing is, very few will listen. what I learned is people have to learn the hard way. A lot of people have to learn the hard way. Some people are going to learn when it's too late. Learn from the mistakes of these idiots, man. You know, do something good with your life, man. Life is too good out here. You don't realize it until later in life, but the simple things are way better than being in somebody's club every night. When I was young, I wanted to be in somebody's club. I fantasized about being with a lot of women and being in the club and shining and having things and things. This man, when you get older, a good cup of coffee, right? Family, a shelter over your head, right? Uh, sitting on the porch, little stuff like that. When you get older, little stuff like that, it beats out the club any day. It beats out that lifestyle any day. I want y'all to make it to that age to where you can experience that and you can look back on your younger self. So that's my word for the day. Whether one person tunes in, whether a million people tune in, my message stays the same, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me.